Good evening, fifth graders. Tonight we're going to be working with the formulas to finding the area of a triangle and a parallelogram. Let's take a look at some practice problems here. First of all, what do we know? Is the area of your journal, so your math journal, greater than or less than the same as 1 square foot? Okay? A square foot, keep this in mind now. I know we've got a fun walrus here. Square foot means it's 1 foot here and it's 1 foot here. Would you say that's the same as your math journal? I would say that's about the same size as your math journal. I want to see if you can hear the noise of this. You can't. It makes the sound of a walrus. Kind of funny. The next one is the area of a board greater than or less than about the same as 1 square meter. Okay, so we're dealing with a board, the smart board, 1 square meter. So think about the smart board. If you don't know what a meter is, think about a yard, but you should know what a meter is. We have 1 meter, another meter. I'm at the smart board right now, and I would say that is about the size of our smart board. Okay, let's take a look at another one. Is the area of the seat of your chair greater than or less than the same as 4 square feet? Where you sit, 4 square feet. 4 feet, 4 feet. That means we have a square of 4 feet. That's not the size of your chair at school, kids. Maybe the size of maybe a recliner at home, a big recliner where 2 people can sit on it. I could see how that could work. Okay, let's keep on moving here. When dealing with the area, we're going with the base. What is the base of an object? Okay, that's the long side here. So take a look here. Here's your bases. Okay, this right here could actually be a base, or the line I just drew. Okay, right here's your base. Right there's your base. Make sure your base isn't a diagonal line that you can't read. Okay, as you can see, we said this was a base right here, right? But take a look. That is a diagonal line, isn't it? It has a B there, but I would have to disagree with the book on that one because it's really hard to measure what is that distance. So if I were to take this shape right here, this is how I would pick the base. This would be my base. It would be a 3. Okay. This right here would be my height of 3. So sometimes you have to disclaim what they have right there. Okay. Let's take a look at this next one here. The base is right here. Here's the bottom of my shape. Here's my base. I'm going to go on, move over. I'm going to go ahead and go up. I got a 3 for a height, a 2 for a base. Right here, I'm going to flip my shape. So this is my base right here. I have a 2. My height is a 3. Okay. So your height is how tall it is. Your base, we can count that as the bottom part of the shape. So you can always flip, you move your math journal around so it makes sense when working with base and height. Let's take a look here. Where is the base of this shape? Okay, some of you might work in a nursery someday. The base of this shape is going to be the bottom. Where's my height? Here's my height. This wouldn't be my height. You're not going to measure at an angle, okay? If someone were to measure you up by the wall to see how tall you are, you're going to have to stand straight up, flat against the wall, okay? So this is how you would find your height, nice and straight. Let's keep moving on. We got a nice grilled cheese sandwich. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, let's take a look. Here is my base. Here's my height. Okay, another way to find height. Here's my height. Here's my base. We've got a building. Buildings get a little trickier, but the bottom of the building is my base. There's my height. There's my base. Ooh, pizza. I love pizza. We'll count this as my base. If I want to find out how tall it is, that would be my height. This would be my base. So what did we learn today? Let's take a look. The formula for the area of a triangle. Take a look at this formula. You will get this formula on your MCA. It's going to be base times height. Half of the base times height. Of means multiply. Half. So let's take a look. Let's say this shape has a 4 for a base and has a 5 for a height. Watch how we would do this. half of my base times my height. What does that equal? So then I'm going to go half of 20. Then I'm going to go half of 20 over 1. Now you're understanding why I've been teaching you multiplying fractions, because everything is going to base off each other. 1 times 20 is 20. 2 times 1 is 2. How many 2's go into 20? 10. Wow, that's how it's done. That is why we're going to be dividing triangles in half, okay? The next one, the area of a rectangle. This is pretty common sense. Base times height. Same thing with the parallelogram. Let's say this was a parallelogram. Okay? It's going to be your base times your height still, because you're going to be pretending that you have this piece right here, be going right in that spot right there. Boom, there's your shape. Okay? All right, let's keep going. So let's find we're not going to be finding the rectangle method anymore. This is old news. Now we're using our formula. Half of base times height. I'll change colors so we can see that a little better. So I'm going to take a look here. My base, I count this is my base, is a 4. My height is a 3. I could also find my height going like this, which is a 3. So I'm going to go half times my base times my height, 4 times 3. Then I'm going to write half times 12. Then I'm going to write half times 12 over 1. This equals 12 over 2. How many 2's go on to 12? Exactly 6. There's my answer. Use my formula again. Half of the base times the height. Let's take a look here. Where's my base? 2 is my base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is my height. Half of 2 times 7. Half of 14. Half. 14. 1 equals 14 over 2. How many 2's go into 14? Exactly 7. Let's take a look here. My base, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My height, 2. Half of half times 12. Half times 12 over 1 equals 12 over 2. How many 2's going to 12? 6. Boom. 1, 2, 3. What is my height? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Half of my base times my height. 3 times 5. Half of 15 over 1. 15 over 2. How many 2's go into 15? 7. What's left over? 1 over 2. 7.5 is my answer. Triangle here. Is this my base? No, that's not my base. There's 2 ways to do this problem. First of all, you're going to take a look at all the sides. We have this side, we have this side, we have this side. Which one can we measure using the squares? That's what you need to think about when you're doing these triangles. That's where I've been seeing some confusion in class. If I'm looking at this line right here is the only one I can measure using my squares. This one right here is a diagonal. That one's a diagonal. So let's take a look. How am I going to do this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is my base. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is my height. Half of 6 times 4. Half of 24. Half times 24 over 1 equals 24 over 2. How many 2's go on 24? 12. Parallelograms. Now, parallelograms is base times height. This is super easy. My base is a 2. My height, 1, 2, 3. 2 times 3, 6. Next. My base, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Times my height. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 5, 25. Last one. Take a look. These two right here can't be my base. Even though they're the bottom of my shape when looking at the picture, they still can't be my base. The reason why it can't be my base, kids, is because it's at an angle. I can't measure that. It's not 3. I'm noticing in class, kids are picking this as 3 because you're like 1, 2, 3. It's not a 3 because it's at an angle. So I have to pick my base as one that is a straight edge here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times my height, 3. 4 times 3 is 12. Well, that's how it's done, kids. The one thing I forgot to do on all these problems, which you know how to do and which I didn't do, and you can't forget, is make sure you're labeling. Make sure you're labeling all these. So this one right here would be feet squared, okay? Hopefully this helped. I want you to understand what the formulas are, because when you take your MCA here in about 6 weeks, 5 to 6 weeks, you will need to know how to use those formulas, okay? Hopefully this helped. I look forward to working with you in class tomorrow. Good luck.